Welcome to Trade Doc, the option trader, where we recap today's close, look at the futures, and scan through our ETF watch list of spot opportunity. Today is October 27, 2016, and the markets closed in the red today, with the S&P down a little over 1/4%, the Dow down just a little bit, just 30 points, NASDAQ down 0.5%, and the Russell was down almost 1.25%. It's pretty significant. Let's look at the futures. And the majors are down along with the bonds. 30-year bond went down 1%. The VIX is down 1/4%. Crude oil is up almost a 1%, holding at 49.63. Natural gas up to 308. Gold a little above the 1266 is at 1269. Silver is pretty much unchanged. Copper almost up a percent. Probably good time to buy. Dollars up, and the pound is down past 122. Let's look at the charts. I was just looking at these, but let's go down to the beginning. I like to start with like energy, like crude oil. This crude was up 1%. Now this is 4-hour charts, so I trade the 4 hours, so that's why I'm going to show you 4 hours. So it came holding that 1108 this morning and came up. By the afternoon it was back down below its 20-day moving average. Yesterday we had a buy signal on here. It's not on here, I don't know why. Oil Explorers had a big drop at the end of the day, but still up just 0.11%. This is natural gas. We put a buy on it, and it came up about 1/4%, holding that channel trend line. Gold, we're still long on it. Slowly teetering up. Let's put a trend line to see what type of direct. Yeah, looks like we can respect that. So if it breaks that, we'll put another a sell on it. These gold miners goes down 1.5%. We still like it though. Silver trading this apex. Looks like it's just going to trade sideways until it finds a direction. TLT, big drop today. Did it really? I don't know if it came down to that range I drew out, and it did. Look at that. I don't know how, but it looks like it traded that range. Whoever bought in this range right here is in good shape. I mean, I didn't put any position on it, but this is where I wanted it to be. But it's going to trade up that way. XLE, if you put a position on the after hours, like 10 minutes after the close, just because it never came back up above that. Financials came up above its overhead supply and it closed above this trend line. So we did put another position on there today. So now if pretty much this trend line has moved up. So if it closes above this one, then we need to do something. So we want to keep it in this range or below. XLI, I'd like it to go long on that one. Utilities, now we put a sell on it right at the end of the day, just because it came back below this channel. Also the material sector, this is going to trade down to meet support trend line. It's healthcare. Healthcare, we're long on it, and it's closed right at our support line. Hopefully it hangs up there. Real estate was a good trade, coming down to the midpoint. Home builders, again, same thing. Looking for a buy opportunity in that area. Retail sector, big drop today, almost 2%. That was a good trade. We'll look to get out of it pretty soon with some profit. Another one we put on today was consumer staples, which, like yesterday, we said this is just between here and here. It's just overhead supply. Now it closed back into the channel, so we'll see it trade into that channel again to the downside until it picks up some support and comes back up. It's going to be a while. This is the dollar. We have a short position on it, and it still hasn't made it back up, so we'll just stay short on the dollar. The SPYs, which we're pretty much trading it sideways. You can see this apex here, it just broke below it and closed below it. So this action that we see happening in this area is just going to continue in this area. So this is now resistant line right here. Actually, I'm going to turn that into a dotted line for resistance line right there. The Dow put on a position this morning, actually, because we put it on last night to get filled, and we got filled this morning after opening. So now we're short the Dow. RWN been short for a while, and today it broke its support line. So we're going to see some more downward movement, most likely. Moving along to the cubes. NASDAQ, we had a short, came down to the support trend line, and it looks like it closed below. So that support trend line, if it doesn't come back up, it really doesn't have any other trend line here unless I draw some Fibonacci's or something. I'm not going to do that. Emerging markets, short again. Never made it to the square, so let me remove that. And it's on a downward strike down to 36. FXI,